What is going on out there, peeps? Take a look at these new dollars. Aren't those nice? They sure do look sexy. Anyway, somebody said to me, "Hey, Pimpy, did the rate change happen?" I was like, "What do you mean did the rate change happen?" They go, "Did you see the news? Something about the rate change." So I went back to look at it, and there is some misleading information. So we're going to go over that here in just a moment. First, I want to remind everybody that if you're going to get gold and silver, go check out our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. For those of you looking for my address, there it is. Just pause, write it down. And you guys know I got the other platform where I'm able to talk about, the Rona, the jab, as well as the November 3rd event openly and not worry about any kind of repercussions. So come on over there and check it out. There's a lot of subscribers starting to join, and I appreciate that. You guys know I got Pimpy's Investment Chat Facebook group. Same name as the YouTube channel. Over here we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So feel free to come join us. The link is right underneath the video. All right, so let's get into the news. Of course, this is one of the things I was concerned about. Let's hope this tampers down. What are we seeing? We are seeing some crap disturbers trying to stir up the dust over there in the Middle East, I guess is the best way to put it. So it says, picture security media missile strikes on a security headquarters and residential neighborhood in the capital of Baghdad. It said a security media cell reported on Thursday that in the green zone was bombed by 3 rockets. So I'm like going, oh, please, at least it's 3. Let's just stop, get it over with. I am concerned about what Biden did to the Popular Mobilization Group. And hopefully that doesn't come by and bite us in the tuchus. It said a statement by the cell said at 200 o'clock, an outlaw group targeted the green zone in Baghdad with 3 rockets. The first rocket landed near the headquarters in the National Security Agency, and the second one in the Celebration Square. And another rocket landed near the Omar area resident neighborhood, which led to damaging of citizens' wheels. Damage to a citizen wheel? I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that's a car. These actions that do not want good for this country, man, the way they word these actions that do not want good for this country will be confronted with force by the security services, which will follow up on the intelligence and field those carried out these actions. So in other words, they're going to say, we're going to go down and track down who did this, and it's not going to end well. The International Coalition announced that 3 people were wounded in the attack, with 14 missiles targeting a base near western Iraq. That was on Wednesday. Today's attack, in the second of its kind, and the base was attacked with 3 rockets this time around. So on Tuesday evening, the Erbil airport was attacked by a booby-trapped drone without causing any damage. So here we go. This is what we don't want. We don't want to see things start to destabilize. I can tell you right now that Al-Qaeda has already taken control of the biggest city, or I should say the capital in Afghanistan. So that's not what we want. We don't want to see that kind of stuff happen. The reason for that is they'll use that as a launching ground to cause other crap. This terrorist groups will. They'll just use it as a place to go to and come back and cause all kinds of disturbances over there. We don't want that. Update: the C-RAM system intercepts the missile that tried to target the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. So this is another time. They already talked about the 3. This is the next day. Same thing as above. So whoever it is trying to target the U.S. Embassy. They're trying to cause problems with the United States. Now, my first thing that crossed my mind is, oh, damn it, Iran, stop doing that. But I was thinking, I wonder if we're just being led to believe that it's Iran. Sorry. I get a correction from those who live over in that area. I don't know. You just can't trust the media anymore. I don't know what to believe. We're being told that the bombing that Biden did was against Hezbollah. Then we find out it's against the Popular Mobilization Forces. And then Sauter comes out and says that, he's feeling like something might happen to him. I couldn't figure out why. And then we saw there was continuous attacks against the Popular Mobilization Group, which is heavily influenced by Sauter. Academia's advisors announcing the action and implementation of the white papers soon. I know many of you are like me. I was like, what do you mean soon? Didn't they already implement this? Apparently only a very small part of it. The economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Hussein, confirmed that actual implementation of the white papers will soon be announced, while noting that there are central and subcommittees to implement it. Hussein said in the interview, Iraq over the past decades has suffered from economic problems, noting that the Iraqi economy has gone through several stages, which made it rentier and dependent on oil. There is an increase in population growth by 3% annually, and our resources are limited, noting that the white papers include analyzing and diagnosing economic problems and identifying effective solutions. So good, they're getting ready to implement them soon. Let's get a crack at lacking, because the sooner the better. Now, here's where this seems to be misleading when it talks about the rate change. And I understand this, because at first I was like, oh, they did change it, until you really read it. The headlines say the Iraq government decides to reduce the exchange rate of the dollar. That would increase the value of the dinar. Urgent. That's what it says. I was like, oh, cool, they did do that. I was curious how much, until you read the article. It says, today, Wednesday, the economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Hussein, ruled out decrease in the dollar exchange rate because it was approved in the budget. Hussein said in a statement, the continued rise in oil price is almost able to bridge the budget deficit, noting that over the past decades, Iraq has suffered from economical problems, which he has set up above. He pointed out that an increase in population growth, which is pointed out up above. So the headlines say that it's going to be done. So it is misleading. You can see the Iraq government decides to reduce the exchange rate of the dollar. No, nothing in the article says that they actually reduce the exchange rate, which is what we want, to reduce the dollar, not the dinar. So the headlines are exactly what we want to actually happen. But that's not what the story says down below. America, anyway, delivers a strongly worded message to Iraq figures. Our military response is near. In other words, get control of your country, get control of these groups before we have to come back and do that, which is exactly, most likely, what these neocons and these, the very favorite industrial war complex wants. That dang Trump was in there and all he had was peace. The government source told the news the message included that Washington will have a close military response to armed factions involved in launching attacks against U.S. interests and targets in Erbil and Anbar. Man, if I didn't know any better, I swear it was us attacking ourselves. So we have an excuse to go back over there. That's just me. What do you guys think? Remember, under the Obama administration, they did want the Middle East really and truly stable. They did everything possible to make that happen. Now that it's stable over there, and now we got the Biden administration in there for a third term, all of a sudden all these things are starting to unglue. We don't want that. We want them to continue to move forward like they have, get rid of corruption, no more terrorists, let's be positive, no more security issues, outside investors coming in. That's what we want. It also comes in a few days after the U.S. raids were launched in Iranian-backed factions. Remember, they said Hezbollah, but now they changed the wording. In response to attacks by drones launched by the factions on American and American facilities in Iraq. So this is what we don't want. We want these headlines to be true. We don't want this action to happen. So the rest is just blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I get it, you guys. You guys brought this to my attention, and you're right. The headlines, even when I read it, I was like, oh, they did change it. Because it says they did. It said the Iraq government decides to reduce the exchange rate of the dollar. And that's not what the article says they did. So, and I didn't see any other indication that that actually happened. So sorry about the misled article, because even I fell for that. Anyways, that's it. Not a whole lot. Apparently, you know what gets me is this. They have been spending a lot of time talking about the exchange rate. I can't help but feel that if they continue with their oil prices the way they are, and if they can stay stable and start getting some of these projects going, you might see a rate change happen much sooner than the 3 to 5 years that we're talking about. I still think it'll be done in this year, so we'll see what happens. That's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.